Alright, look, I don't have much time, but God has been putting his foot on my neck. He has been applying pressure, and he is not taking his foot off. So let me just go ahead and put this out. Some of y'all, including myself, are still participating and engaging in the things that God told you to let go of. You are still talking to people that he told you to release. You are still surrounding yourself with people, places, and things that God been told you to let go of. Like, I literally put out a warning, and I put out multiple words since then, and if you really look at them all in order, they all tie together. You need to let it go. I don't know what you're afraid of, but God is saying that you need to fear him more than these humanly things that you are sitting up worried about. He wants you to remember he is the creator of all things. So if he's telling you to let it go, he's letting you know to let it go for a reason. Okay? The enemy don't want me to put this out, y'all. But he wants you to let it go for a reason. And most of the time it's because, one, it's not serving you. Two, it's not from him. And three, because he has something far greater than that thing you're trying to hold on to. It could be a job. It could be a person. It could be a place or a thing. If it's a person, if you're sitting up engaging in fornication with this person is not your husband, they're not your wife, they're not offering you no promise of marriage or anything, like, you're gonna have to let that go, because most likely your kingdom spouse, your God ordained husband or wife is probably right around the corner, but they can't come in because you're letting a counterfeit be a placeholder. You're trying to make that person or that thing fit, and it's not fitting. It's like you're trying to make a circle peg go through a square hole, or you're trying to make a square peg go through a circle hole. It's not gonna fit. It's not gonna work. If it's a job, this job is not fulfilling your God-ordained purpose, and you know what your purpose is. You know what your heart desires and what your heart wants to do, but you sitting up holding on to it because you like, I got bills. And God knows you got bills, and your purpose is what was going to fulfill those bills and more. But you so lost in the sauce and caught up in society and what this world is telling you you have to do. This world says you have to work a 9 to 5. You have to work until you're 65 and a half years old before you are eligible to retire. Which I don't know who the hell gonna sit up and tell me when I'm ready to retire. I'm not trying to work that long. I don't know about y'all, but yeah. God took my job away on May 2nd. That was the day that I was hired back in 2016, and that was the day I was fired in 2024. And I cannot explain how, I cannot explain why, but my bills have been paid. My car note alone is $600 a month. But my bills have been paid. It was back to school tax weekend for the kids to get, school supplies, school clothes and stuff. I wasn't able to participate in that. Why? Because I'm not working. I don't have a job. So I was a little upset and felt down as a mother that I could not go and do that like I normally would. And God was like, why are you worried about that? You're going to be able to do it after the tax weekend. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's a tax season or no tax weekend or whatever, like, you're still going to be able to do it. And y'all, why did literally the Monday after that tax weekend I received a reimbursement check? And it was enough. I'll just say that it was enough for me to go out here and I took my kids shopping yesterday. I got them multiple outfits, and they were happy. God has made sure that everything I've needed has been provided for. Okay, I've gone on vacation twice this summer without having a job. I have not been able to do a vacation in so many years, y'all. I haven't. And I was like, Lord, like, the first time, okay, but the second time he had me go take another trip in Ledger, these are faith trips. Okay, and God has provided the entire time. And I said, Lord, like, if I go do this second one, how am I gonna pay for this? I'm gonna have to throw it on a credit card, and Lord knows how hard I work to pay off all my credit cards. I have 3. I paid them all off. Okay, my credit score went up because I was working to get a house. I was so happy, and he just had me charge up my credit cards again. But let me tell y'all how good God is, because I was like, look, all right, it's August. Something gotta shake. Kids, they need what they need. Like, Something's got to shake. And not only did he send that reimbursement check, but then he also blessed me with a job. He presented this job to me 3 times, and I kept, nah, I'm not qualified to do that. No, this ain't gonna work. No, I don't know how it's gonna work. I lost my last job because God has worked it out for me, y'all. So for those of you that are sitting there wondering how the hell you gonna make it through, talk to God about it. He already has it worked out. So if he's putting it on your soul to quit that job anyway, most likely it's because he already got something lined up for you down the line anyway. But you have to take the first step. So if he's telling you to let the job go, let the job go. If he's telling you to let that person go, let that person go. Like, look, this world is designed to keep you down, okay? And one thing I don't like is always hearing people complain about the system and how this system is designed to keep people down, but yet everybody keeps subscribing to the same old BS. It's like nobody wants to really make a difference. They want somebody else to make the change. Nobody wants to step up and stick up for themselves and their families and their people and demand that something be better. When God is literally sitting there telling you how to be better. He's telling you how to be better. You need to let it go. Okay, that's the first step. The first step is to let it go. You're going to have to start over. You're going to have to rebrand yourself, and that's okay. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what phase of your life that you're in. God is going to meet you where you're at, and he is literally going to carry you the rest of the way. He has carried me. I have had more fun this summer than I have ever had. I have truly been free. Once I lost that job, I was sitting there in front of my boss and I was smiling. And she was sitting there looking confused because normally when somebody gets fired, they throw a fit or they get mad or they get sad or upset. I was smiling, y'all. And she was like, "You're making this way too easy." And I'm like, it's God. Like, I was happy. I was happy. Like the weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I no longer had to stress about a job that wasn't paying me jack anyway. The job that was taking me away from my kids. I now had time to focus on my business. I now had time to focus on my kids. Okay? And that's all I really wanted, was to be able to be at home with my kids. And God said, boom, now you can. And then not only that, he has taken us on vacation multiple times. I've never been on vacation more than, like, come on now. I'm not even able to take a trip every year. I'm not able to do anything like that. And this year I've done it without a job twice. I've gotten money back out of nowhere multiple times. Literally everything that I've needed has been provided. And God wants you to know that America is our Egypt. And I'm going to say that again. America is our Egypt. The Israelites kept wanting to go back to Egypt, even though they were enslaved. Even though they had less than, they still figured it was better than being out in the desert with Moses, not knowing where the hell they were going and having to sit up and eat manna every day, even though God was literally providing everything they needed. He was providing them with food. He was providing them with water. He was providing them with shelter. He was providing them with protection. Okay? The very things in Egypt, they were like, man, we'd rather go back to that because we don't want to be without. But you're going to have to learn to be without. It literally, he has to reprogram your mind, because this world has programmed us to think that we need to be dependent on the world and we only need to be dependent on God. Let go of them people. Let go of that job. Let go of any other worries that you have, because God is going to get you where you need to go. But if you do not depend and trust him, he can't do it for you. And you're going to be stuck repeating this same cycle every year of being unhappy, being unhealthy, being mad, being pissed off, going out here buying a bunch of stuff you don't even need, this name brand this name brand that, when you could have saved that same money and went and bought you an investment property that would have sat here and brought you even more income than you making at your dang on job. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me. And he's going to keep having me put these messages out until y'all get it. I'm going to have to keep on putting messages out until y'all get it. Oh my God. Don't you feel the conviction? Isn't there something in your soul that says this is not right? This is not for me. Every time you look at that person, every time y'all get done doing what y'all doing or arguing or whatever, you feel it. Every time you go to work, you feel it. Stop ignoring the call and pick up the damn phone, because he's calling you.